Good morning, children. Now we were discussing modern periodic table. We have already learned that in modern periodic table, the elements are arranged in the increasing order of their atomic number. The basis of modern periodic table is atomic number. In the modern periodic table, we have already seen that there are 18 vertical columns. They are called groups, and 7 horizontal columns, they are called periods. Today we were discussing how the properties varies among periods and groups and the reasons why this variation occurs. First of all, you have to see that the size of the atom. We are in the modern periodic table. The first element is this is the first group. The first group, the elements are hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium. The first group elements are hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, and francium. First, we want to learn how the size. Size means atomic radii from the center of the nucleus to the outermost shell. You know that hydrogen atomic number 1, it has only one shell. Hydrogen atomic number 1, it has only one shell. Lithium, it has two shells. Sodium, 3 shells. And potassium, 4 shells. In the picture, it was clear that how the size of the atom changes from top to bottom. The properties of the elements, we already going to study how the changes occurs in groups from top to bottom and periods from left to right. First of all, how the size of the atom changes from the group top to bottom. The first group element, the first element is hydrogen. You can see that it has only one shell, K shell. At the same time, the second element, lithium, it has 2 shells. K, atomic number 3, electron configuration 2, 1. K shell, 1 electron. In the case of lithium, atomic number 3, electron configuration K shell and L shell 1. In the case of sodium, atomic number 11, electron configuration 2, 8, 1. In the case of potassium, atomic number 19, electron configuration 2, 8, 8, 1. You please note that in the case of hydrogen, it has only one shell, the K shell. At the same time, lithium, atomic number 3, it has electron configuration 2, 1. K shell 2 and L shell 1. 2 shells. In the case of sodium, it has 3 shells. Atomic number 11, electron configuration 2, 8, 1. In the case of potassium, atomic number 19, electron configuration 2, 8, 8, 2, it has 4 shells. So, we can reach a conclusion how the size of the atom changes from top to bottom. On the figure, it was clear that in every group, the size of the atom increases from top to bottom. The second question, why? What is the answer? We have learned that size of the atom increases from top to bottom. Why? Because the number of shells increase. The number of shells increase. So, we can come to a conclusion, where lies the smallest atoms? Smallest atoms only on the top of the periodic table, and the biggest atoms on the bottom of the periodic table. Among sodium and potassium, which is the biggest atom? Sodium has only 3 shells, and at the same time potassium has 4 shells. So potassium is the biggest atom. These changes is occurs in every group. In the case of second group elements, what are they? The second group elements: beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium, radium. Second group elements. What are second group elements? Beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium, radium. Among these, which is the biggest atom in the second group? The biggest atom in the second group is radium. Why? It has 7 shells. Radium has 7 shells. Which is the smallest element in the second group? Beryllium. It has only 2 shells. Similarly, in the first two group elements, which has the smallest atom? Hydrogen. And which is the biggest atom? Francium. Why? Hydrogen has only a single shell, K shell. At the same time, the francium has 7 shells. These changes, this variation is same in throughout all the groups. In the 17th group, which are the elements in the 17th groups? Fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, astatite. The 17th group, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine and astatite. Fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine and astatite. Which is the smallest atom in the 17th group? Fluorine. It belongs to the second period. It has 2 shells. 2 things we have learned during last episode, you must always remember. What are the 2 things? Group number denotes the valence electrons. Group number denotes first group means it has only 1 valence electron. What do you mean valence electron? Electrons in the outermost shell. Electrons in the outermost shell is known as valence electrons. Second group elements have 2 electrons in the valence shell. So all the second group elements, beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium and radium, they have 2 electrons. Similarly, third group is 13th group. It is actually third day. Third group has 3 electrons outermost shell, 14th, 15th, 16th and 17th. 17th group elements have 7 electrons in the outermost shell. This is 18th group elements or 0 group. Why they are called a 0 group? They have filled shells. So their valence is 0. Their valence is 0, so they are also called 0 group elements. Either 18 group elements or 0 group elements. Why they have 0 valence? Why they have 0 valence? They have filled shells. So there is no need to take part in chemical reactions. Elements take part in chemical reaction by attaining 8 electrons. They have already 8 electrons in the outermost shell except helium. Helium is also stable. It has only 1 shell, K shell. It is 2 electron. It has also filled shell. So there is no need to gain electron or lose electron. Now we are studying how the size of the atom varies among groups. The size of the atom increases from top to bottom. Why? In every statement there is a question why. The size of the atom increases from top to bottom because the number of shells increase. Number of shells increase. In the first period, only 2 elements, hydrogen and helium, they have only single shell. The second period, there are 8 elements, they have 2 shells. And the third period, elements have 3 shells. Fourth period have 4 shells. The 7th period has 7 shells. So the biggest atoms always lies the bottom of the period, bottom of the group. Then there is another question. The bottom of the group, biggest atoms always the bottom of the periodic table of the period. Then another question arises is what? Among left side or right side? Among left side or right side? Or how the size of the atom changes among periods? We have seen that in the groups it is increased. How it is changes among periods? The second period, the elements are lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, and neon. Which are the second period elements? First period elements hydrogen and helium. The second period, the elements are lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, and neon. Their atomic numbers are respectively lithium 3, beryllium 4, boron 5, carbon 6, nitrogen 7, oxygen 8, fluorine 9, neon 10. Atomic number. In modern periodic table, elements are arranged in the increasing order or the ascending order of their atomic number. Lithium, atomic number 3. Atomic number 3 means they have, in the nucleus, there are 3 protons. Atomic number is equal to number of protons. It is equal to number of electrons. Therefore, the electronic configuration of lithium is 2, 1. And same in beryllium 2, 2. Boron 2, 3. Carbon 2, 4. Nitrogen 2, 5. Oxygen 2, 6. Fluorine 2, 7. And neon 2, 8. The electronic configuration of the second period elements. Atomic number increases 1 by 1. That 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Atomic number increases means the number of protons increase. The lithium has 3 protons, beryllium 4, the nucleus 4 protons, boron 5, carbon 6, nitrogen 7, oxygen 8, fluorine 9, neon 10. We have already learned that atomic number is equal to the number of protons, then it is equal to the nuclear charge. In the case of lithium, the nucleus, there are 3 positive charge. In the case of beryllium, there are atomic number 4, therefore the nuclear charge is 4. Electron configuration is 2, 2. In the case of boron, atomic number 5, therefore nuclear charge is 5, 5 positive. Electron configuration is 2, 3. In the case of carbon, nuclear charge 6 positive. Electron configuration 2, 4. We learned in lower classes, the center of the atom is nucleus. In the nucleus, there are protons or neutrons are situated. The electrons are always revolving around the nucleus. Electrons never thrown out from the nucleus. From that, why? The electrons are always attracted to the nucleus. What is the reason? The nuclear charge is always positive. In the nucleus, there are protons and neutrons. Protons, positive charge. neutrons have no charge. Therefore, the nucleus always attracts the electrons towards the center. The nucleus is always rounding around the nucleus. At the same time, it is attracted to the center of the nucleus. Therefore, it is never thrown out from the atom. Do you understand what I say? In the lower class, you have studied the structure of the atom. The structure of the atom, we learned that the particles in the atoms are protons, electrons, and neutrons. And the center of the atom is nucleus. In the nucleus contains protons and neutrons. Nucleus contains protons and neutrons. The electrons are always revolving around the nucleus. The electrons are always revolving around the nucleus. These revolving electrons never thrown out from the nucleus. Why? They are always attracted to the center. They are always attracted to the center. How it is attracted to center? Nucleus having positive charge. Where does nucleus get the positive charge? This is due to the presence of protons. Protons having positive charge, it is situated in the nucleus. So, the electrons are always attracted to the nucleus. So, we can reach a conclusion. We can change, we can note down what are the changes occur. And among a period, atomic number increases 1 by 1. Atomic number increases 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Atomic number increases means the second thing, number of protons increases. Number of protons increases. Then the third main thing, number of protons increases means the nuclear charge increase. In the case of lithium, nuclear charge is 3 positive. Beryllium, nuclear charge is 4 positive. Boron, what is the nuclear charge of boron? 5 positive. How it goes 5 positive? It has 5 protons in nucleus. Carbon, what is the nuclear charge of carbon? 6 positive. Nitrogen, 7 positive. Oxygen, 8 positive. Fluorine, 9 positive. The main thing is what? In a period, from left to right, nuclear charge increases. Nuclear charge increases. Then what happened? It attracts electrons more towards the center. It attracts electrons. What attracts? The nuclear charge or the nucleus attracts electrons more towards the center. Do you know what I say? In the case of all the elements in the second period has 2 shells. Period number denotes the number of shells. The second period, all the elements have 2 shells. But where this change occurs? In second period, though all the elements have 2 shells, all of them have, but where the changes occurs? The atomic nuclear charge increases. The second period, we have taken as a model, as an example to the second period. All the period is this is the same change occurs. In second period, the nuclear charge increases. Therefore, what happens? It attracts electrons more towards the center. Then the third thing, the final thing happens what? The shells become closer to the nucleus. Closer to the nucleus. Then we have to going to each our main point. How the size of the atom changes from left to right. How the size of the atom in a period changes from left to right. What is the answer? In a period, the size of the atom decreases from left to right. Though all the elements have 2, in the case of second period, all the elements have 2 shells. As an imaginary, though all the elements have two shells, we expect the same atomic size. Do you know what I say? The second period, all the elements have two shells. Then when while we are ordinarily thinking, though all the elements have two shells, perhaps almost all the elements have the same size. Yet that is not happening. In reality, what is happening? Though all the elements have two shells, then yet the size changes from degrees from left to right. We want to know the reason why. Why the size of the atom decreases from left to right? Why? The main two things are, what are they? In a period, left to right, the nuclear charge increases. Nuclear charge increases. It pulls electrons towards the center. It pulls electrons towards the center. So the electrons close, more to the center, more close to the center, its size diminishes. The attraction increases, electrons become more close to its center, more near to the center, more near to the nucleus, the size decreases. This is the reason. Now we can come to the conclusion. We have now learned two things. The size of the atom, how the size of the atom changes in a group. In a group, the size of the atom, increases. In a group, from top to bottom, size of the atom increases. Why? Number of shells increases. There is no doubt. Now, if the number of shells increases, size also increases. In your home, you know that your mother always cutting onion or savola. You know that there is small savola and a big savola. What is the difference between? There is more layers. If the layer increases, size increases. The small onion has only single or two layers. At the same time, a big onion or big savola contains many layers. For normally, the size here in the case of atom, these layers means the number of shells. And then there is no doubt in the case of from top to bottom, the size increases because the number of shells increases. Then then we came to the conclusion, biggest atoms at the bottom of the periodic table, smallest atoms at the top of the periodic table. Then the period, how the size of the atom changes in a period. In a period, the third period, if you take the third period, hydrogen, lithium, sodium, magnesium, boron, aluminium, carbon, silicon, nitrogen, phosphorus, oxygen, sulfur, chlorine, fluorine, helium, argon. The third period, please note, the atomic number increases from 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 and 18. We take the case of third period. How the atomic number changes in a third period. In the third period, atomic number increases from 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 and 18. Atomic number increases means number of protons increases. Number of protons increases means nuclear charge increases. Protons having positive charge, it is situated in the nucleus. Electrons having negative charge, it is revolving around the nucleus. What are the changes occurs in a third period? What are the elements in the third period? The elements in the third period are sodium, magnesium, aluminum, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, fluorine and argon. Then the atomic number, how the atomic number varies? Atomic number varies 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Then atomic number varies means atomic increases means number of protons increases. Now, therefore, the nuclear charge increases. Therefore, the final result, it pulls the electrons towards the center and the shells move closer to the nucleus. Therefore, the size of the atom decreases. Then the two things you must bear in mind. What are they? In a group from top to bottom, the size of the atom increases. In a group from top to bottom, size of the atom increases. Why? Only a single answer. Why? Number of shells increases. Then the second question, in a period, how the size of the atom varies from left to right. In a period, the size of the atom decreases from left to right. Why? In a period, from left to right, the nuclear charge increases. Hence, it attracts the electrons more towards the center. So, the shells become closer to the nucleus, therefore the size of the atom decreases. Then there is the main thing come to us. What is it? Which is the smallest atom and which is the biggest atom among the periodic table? We have already learned where is the smallest atom. Where is the smallest atom? Smallest atoms are the top of the periodic table. Biggest atoms are the bottom of the period. Then, while we are searching the biggest atom, where we can search top or bottom? Biggest atoms always the bottom. Connect us. That means the seventh period. Biggest atoms the seventh period. There is no doubt it has 7 shells. And the smallest atoms are always the first period, and it has only single shell. That is, first, which are the elements in the first period? Hydrogen and helium. Then, which is the biggest atom? Left side or right side? But we are going to a conclusion, biggest atoms in the bottom. Then the second question, in the left side or right side? We have seen that, we have learned that from left to right size decreases. And we have already learned the reason also. In a period, the size of the atom decreases from left to right. So, which is the biggest atom? Bottoms of the periodic table, left side. Which is the biggest atom among the elements? It is a 7th period, first element. What is it? Francium. The biggest atom is the francium. Can you say the reason? It has 7 shells. Then there is no doubt 7 shell is the biggest. There are not only 1 element. In the 7th period, we can see 32 elements. 32 elements, which side the biggest element, left or right? We learned that from left to right, the size of the atom decreases. By the reason, in every period, the left to right, the atomic number increases, nuclear charge increases, and gradually it attracts more electrons towards center, then the size decreases. So the biggest atom is francium. Then came to which is the smallest atom. There is no doubt the smallest atom is hydrogen. The first element, it has only 1 shell. The smallest atom among the elements is hydrogen. Then except hydrogen, which is the smallest element. Except hydrogen, which is the smallest element. which is, in the case of helium, it has a filled shell, which is the smallest atom. In the way we are studying the properties of the elements, we excluded the 0 group elements or 18th group elements. Why? They does not take part in chemical reactions, they have 0 valency. Then, except hydrogen, which is the smallest atom, fluorine. Smallest atoms were on the top. On the top were right side, which is the element. If we exclude the helium, then the element is fluorine. It has, in the case of second period, we have already remembered that out of 118 elements, the smallest atom is always hydrogen. When we are considering all the elements, hydrogen has certain specialties. Remember it, it has the smallest element, then it is only element which has no neutrons in the nucleus, only have one proton and one electron, consider atomic number is 1. Then we came to the previous session, the valency. Here also we have noted that group number denotes valency. This 7th A group has 7 electrons. Its valence electron is equal to 7. What difference between valence electrons and valency? Valence electrons means number of electrons in the outermost shell. Valence electrons. It has 7 the 7th A group. It has 7 electrons in the its valence electron is 7. What is valency? Its valency is 1. Why? Valency is the containing capacity of an element. It needs only one. What's the containing capacity? By take part in chemical reaction, some atoms lose electron and some atoms gain electrons. By losing and gaining electrons, which is more easier, they attain stability by obtaining 8 electrons in the outermost. Similarly, the 16th group elements. 16th group elements, what are the number of valence electrons? Valence electron means, for example, oxygen, atomic number 8, electron configuration 2, 6. Number of electrons in the outermost shell is 6. So its valence electron is 6. What is valency? It needs 2 electrons to attain stability. So its valency is 2. Valency means the electron gain or loss in a chemical reaction for obtaining octet arrangement or stability. When an atom getting stability, 8 electrons in the outermost shell. 80 electrons in the outermost shell is known as octet, O-C-T-E, octet. Then the nitrogen, atomic number 7, electron configuration 2, 5. Valence electrons means it has these all elements have 5 electrons. Their valence electrons are same. What is valency? It needs 3 more electrons to attain it. So its valency is same. So this also you came to the second thing. First you have studied the size of the atom. In groups valency remains same. In the case of 18th group or 8th group, their valency is 0. Why their valency is 0? They have already filled shells. Helium, only one shell, K shell, it has 2 electrons. Neon, 10, atomic number 10, electron configuration 2,8. Argon, 2,8,8. Krypton, 2,8,18,8. They have filled shells. Therefore, their valence electron is 8. Valency is 0. There is no need to gain or lose electrons. They have already filled shells. Their valency is 0. So, the second thing came to a conclusion. What is it? In a group from top to bottom, valency remains the same. Valency remains the same. The second group, they are their valency 2. Beryllium 2, 2. Magnesium 2, 8, 2. The case of magnesium, atomic number 12, electron configuration 2, 8, 2. Valence electrons 2. Their valency is what's the valency? While take part in a chemical reaction to attain stability, it has only two possibilities. Magnesium 282. For attain stability, what are the two possibilities? The number of electrons outermost shell is 2. There are only two possibilities. Either it gains 6 electron or it lose 2 electron. What is the more easy? Gaining 6 electrons or losing 2 electrons? Losing 2 electrons, or otherwise it seeks several places for gaining 6 electrons. In the case of magnesium, it has outermost 2 electrons. It is easy to lose 2 electrons. So its valency is, in the case of first group and second group and third group, valency and the valence electrons are remains. They have the same valency. The first thing you have to study is, what is it? In a group, valency remains the same throughout the group or from top to bottom. Then the other thing, how the valency changes from a period from left to right. In the case of sodium, atomic number 1, valency, valence electrons 1, valency 1. In the case of magnesium, atomic number 12, valence electrons 2, valency is also 2. In the case of aluminium, electron configuration 283, valence electrons 3, valence 3. In the case of silicon, atomic number 14, electron configuration 284, valence electrons 4, valence is also 4. In the case of silicon, this is maybe plus 4 or minus 4. But since of plus 4 or minus 4, while silicon reacting with a more reactive element, it will lose electrons. While silicon is reacting with a more reactive element than silicon, it loses electrons. So it gains plus 4 electrons. While at the same time, while silicon is reacting with a less reactive element than silicon, it gains electron. Then its valency is minus 4. Then the case of phosphorus, it belongs to 15th group, atomic number 15, electron configuration 285. What's the number of valence electrons? 5. Valence electron means the number of electrons outermost shell. Its valence electrons 5. What's valency? While take part in chemical reaction, the case of phosphorus, to attain stability, it has two possibilities. What are the two possibilities? It has only 5 electrons in the outermost shell. To attain stability, either it may lose 5 electron or gain 3 electron, which is more easy. Losing 5 electron or gaining 3 electron. In the case of phosphorus, we all know that gaining 3 electron is easy. And same losing 5 electrons is the case of, which is the lesser number, the way we take it. It is the case of 5 electrons. On the side, losing 5 electrons, or saying 5 electrons. At the same time, the other side, receiving 3 electrons. So in the case of phosphorus, it receives 3 electrons. Its valence is 3. Its 16 valence is 2. Valence is 1. And valence is 0. Then how the valency changes among a period? At first, it increases from 1 to 4, then decreases to 0. Valency among a group, the valency increases from 1 to 3, 4, then decreases 3 to 1, 0. Then we have learned the two main things. What are they? Valency. How the valency changes in a group and period. In a group, from top to bottom, valency remains the same. In a period, from left to right, valency increases from 1 to 4, then decreases to 0. valency. At the same valence electrons increases from 1 to 8. 1 to valence electron. There is a difference between valence electron and valency. Valence electron means number of electrons in the outermost shell. Valency means the combining capacity of the element, that is for attaining stability, the number of electrons gain or loss for attaining stability is the valency. But there is a special difference. You must always remember the difference between valence electrons and valency. Then came the third thing. This on seeing the periodic table, there are several colors and several designs. There is a step-like model. They generally the elements, the first class this year, the first class, first episode, I told you that elements are generally classified into metals, non-metals, and metalloids. Metals, non-metals, and metalloids. Where lies the metals? The metals are always the left side of the periodic table. Left and the middle. The non-metals are always the right side of the periodic table, except the zero group elements. Always, you remember, while we are studying properties, we are excluding the zero group elements. So, metals, non-metals, in between these are the metalloids. Those elements which shows the properties of both metals and non-metals are called metalloids. Then we came to the next step. How the metallic character increases from top to bottom. How the metallic character changes from top to bottom. Similarly, the metallic character decreases or changes in a period among. Similarly, how the non-metallic character changes from top to bottom, and how the non-metallic character changes from periods, that means in left to right. So, you must remember these elements. Like a zigzag model, these elements are metalloids. What are they? Boron, silicon, germanium, arsenic, antimony, tellurium, and polonium. These are the metalloids. These are the division. On the left side of these metalloids, we can see the metals. On the right side of these metalloids, we can see the non-metals. Metals on the left side, non-metals on the right side. In between these two groups, we can see the metalloids. That is those elements which shows both the properties of metals and non-metals. So we can conclude this topic today. We can see this variation in the next episode. So let us wind up our class today. Okay. Thank you all.